Ah, it's nice to see everybody again. Maybe this is recording, so here I am. It's difficult sometimes to get back into doing something. You start to think of it as a routine, and it's a good routine, and you like it, and it feels good, and then you're not doing it anymore, and you have to adjust. That's life. So here I am. And I got to thinking a little on some of the things I've been reading lately on my Facebook page, and a lot of them has been on a topic that I mean a lot to me, and that's kindness. And I know I've said sometimes, but we really need to be kind to each other, and that should be a goal. Yeah, it is for me to see how kind I can be. And then I got to thinking, I think we probably have a different views on what is the ways that we can be kind that we're comfortable with, that we want to repeat, or the things that we would like other people to do for us. I like to see what it is that I like it to be, how I want to be treated. I remember my grandma saying, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. And of course, in a sense, if you can't be kind, it comes back in ways that we don't even realize. I mentioned to a friend this morning about how one of the things that is a sign for me of kindness is when I smile. And I smile a lot. And passing someone in the hall or in the grocery store or even walking down the street, someone that I don't have to know, and I smile, it's almost as if I can see a light bulb go off. It's like, oh, somebody smiled. It's a very, very contagious act that I don't know we always know we pass on to someone else when we do it. And when I do it, I feel good. I feel like I'm given a gift. I've said to someone, I see you. I see you as a person, as someone I might want to know, or someone at least I'm wishing well. I'm wishing you joy. And when I do that, I get a benefit. So that's one way of a kindness. There's a kindness that comes when we hold the door open for someone. A kindness when we pick up something someone's dropped. There's a kindness when we take the time to listen and really listen. It's not easy. I have a tendency to want to jump right in and share something that's similar to what that person's going through, or just simply to get that idea out of my head and put it out through my mouth. And when I'm really listening, I have to control that, and I have to stop and in the pause. I have to pause before I speak. Really let that person just let it all out. Because sometimes that's all they need is someone to recognize, to acknowledge them, to validate that they had an idea or a thought or a feeling or a fear that they needed to share with someone else. Then I can decide whether it's important enough for me to say anything other than, I hear you and you're going through a rough time. And if there's anything I can do, let me know. What are the things that are kind? I've found in this particular building, there's a lot of people that have pets. Getting to know all the pets' names and being able to relate to them and pet them means a lot, because to seniors living in a building with they and their usually dog, they have a very close relationship with them. And when you recognize that, they feel acknowledged. That's important. It's a kindness. Being able to care enough about people that I live with here is my home. And apartment buildings are interesting for a lot of people out there. If you live in a house, and maybe you have a neighborhood, you know your neighbors. When you live in an apartment house, you have like neighbors going in all directions. Some of them you don't get to know at all. You might see them in the elevator. You might say hello, goodbye, but there isn't an opportunity to really relate. We have some activities that help us do that. We have a breakfast here tomorrow morning. I'll do some cooking, and we sit, we have breakfast together, and you get to see faces that you don't see very often. That's nice. And being able to go up to them and introduce myself and my husband, then that's a kindness because it's welcoming other people into what is my home, and it is my home. The other kindnesses that we do that sometimes we don't have to let anyone, in fact, the best thing is don't let anyone know you're doing it. Do it. Um, People I like to cook for, but that's very selfish of me because I love to cook and I love to have people try different things that I do. And of course, I'm looking for a response, aren't I? So kind of bury that ego a little bit. And it really doesn't matter if they like it or not, but I hope they do. And pass on the recipe if they want it. Yeah. Kindness. I have to honestly care. It can't just be a word I use when I want to stress my philosophies in life. To be much more than that. It's got to be my way of making a contact. We are all connected in ways we don't realize. I've just gotten friendly with a woman in the building who's 91 years old, and her and I discovered foods that we like that are the same, unusual foods, so that's surprising. And I asked her, I said, would you mind if I came and visited? And her eyes lit up and she said, oh, yes. She said, call me to make sure, that the nurse isn't there or whatever. And so I've gone down and brought her some food. Sometimes I just spent time talking. I gave her a different crochet hook because I thought that would please her. And she still crochets, and I crochet all the time. So that was another connection that we made for someone that I had seen and I'd said hello to, but I hadn't gotten anything reciprocated and I wasn't sure. So I honestly asked, would you like a visit? Now, that's a nice feeling to know that somebody that sits in their apartment all day long doesn't have to sit alone. That somebody else can go in and gab just as well, and they don't have to talk to themselves all the time, like I do if I'm by myself. I wrote a song for my husband when we celebrated our anniversary, and in it I sang the fact that, um, do you hear what I say when I talk to myself? And I wanted him to to think about that. You know, wonder what people are saying when they talk to themselves. One of the things that you can do is you talk to yourself and say, how can I do something nice for someone today that they don't have to know I did? Hmm, it's funny. You have a chore to do. How do I do something nice? Eh, I have to want to. And I have to want to because it makes me a better person. And that's what I have to do. I don't expect anybody else to make changes in me that are going to provide me with being the better person. I need to think about it and I need to discover what can I do to be more kind, to more loving, more compassion, more accepting. We live in a time right now when a lot of the old hatreds and bigotries seem to be becoming so prevalent, and it's scary as all hell. If you know your history, you know that this is a dangerous thing for us to become. And the only tool that works against all of that is love and compassion, accepting people for who they are, wishing them well, and basically also saying, let me be a better person so that I can reach out and be there when someone needs me. So that's the kind of kindness I'd like to see happen. I also look forward to hearing from you to tell me what it is you'd like to hear. I had an 81st birthday, and that was kind of nice. And yesterday, my husband had his birthday. And we kind of love the fact that we celebrate together on this age journey, which isn't always easy. But when you come to that point in life when you're looking forward at 81, then you know you've made it. I'd like to talk to you again. I'll find something else that we can discuss. Thank you, friend.